Hello, everyone. It's Bo here again. Some of you know me as Montavis. Um, Want to go ahead and show you guys my community project that I have been researching and doing. I really enjoyed this project after the study of it and understood why this was a necessity that needed to be discussed in the community for people who have disabilities. So let's get started. So I want to go ahead and start, let you guys know that I am doing my community project on cerebral palsy. Um, this is a neurological disorder that affects movement, muscle tone, and posture. It is caused by abnormal brain development or damage to the developing brain most often before birth, but it can also occur during birth or shortly after. So what that is meaning that, this is something that can be um, inherited through the womb. It can happen in the while in the womb, or it can come later while being born. And some of it is, can be brain damage or bone damage. And we'll find it out later in the slide. Let's move on. So, how can this come to affect a child in their development, movement, and muscle control? Um, Development milestones. And what I mean by that, excuse me, such as motor skills, that you should be grasping, you'll probably grasp them more slowly. Posture and balance, and speech and communication, learning and thinking. I feel like these all play a major part in this disability, but I think they can definitely uh, be more aware of how to adapt to a life with children who are dealing with this disability. So, where did I choose for children that have cerebral palsy? And I hope I'm saying this right. As you can see, here's the General Young Park. This is a park here in Aberdeen, Mississippi. And if you don't know, that's me standing in the shadow taking this picture. I chose this park because I feel like this is something um, where children can come and who have this disability, um, and still feel involved. So General Young Park, just a little bit background about it. This park is dedicated to a great commissioner here in Aberdeen, Mississippi. He is was a headstrong NAACP um, person that was involved in the history moments of this, and this park was dedicated to him. So it's where, families and people get together to do involvements like revival and cookout birthday parties. Just a lot of stuff happens at this park here in Aberdeen, Mississippi. So I use, for example, someone dealing with this disability who's in a wheelchair. How could this park be accessible to them? And so here's area one, the basketball court. And I took this picture showing the outside of this because most times, people with a disability can't be involved because they are having a hard time with having the access of how to maneuver. For example, if they're in the wheelchair, how to maneuver into this. And so I chose this one. As you can see, this is very wide and narrow. I even took a picture of the outside so people can see that you are able to get into it. The basketball court at the Junior Young Park can be made accessible for a child with this disability, ensuring their environment, equipment, and activities are inclusive and supportive of their needs. So this is definitely one right here. I feel like, and you'll see it on the next couple slides to come out, discuss and talk a little bit more about it. But this court, um, I feel like I'm running out, telling too much. Let's move on. The inside scoop of the court is very spacious. Goals are handicap accessible, and shade is provided, as you can see at the top right there, The blue and black tarp involved, and the gravel of the court is very sturdy. And I think that's important for people who are children who are in a wheelchair to be able to move around just like everybody else. That I think that's one thing. Foundation of the ground is very nice and sturdy. Area number two, the board ramp. I feel like this is a necessity to have at a park for people, once again, who can't walk but can be rolled from a different park. We're at another location here at this park. Creating an inclusive and accessible environment in public parks is essential to ensure that all individuals, including those who use wheelchairs, can enjoy outdoor spaces fully. One key feature is that enhances accessibility in a board ramp. And so I took this picture right here again at the park to show how this could be accessible for people that deals with this disability to be able to still be involved at this park. Here's another picture I took, giving you the playground along how to get from the court. You can come around and go through this ramp, and then this will lead you to the next part of the park where you see the playground. This is kind of new that was put into this park. Now, here is an overview. If you don't know, this park was redesigned here in Aberdeen about 2 years ago. So this is still new to us here in Aberdeen. So this park was just freshly redesigned. And this is the outlay. Now, this was before the tarp came over. So this goes to show you that this is what was built here in Aberdeen. And it's very nice. And it is handicap accessible. And I've actually seen people in a wheelchair be involved here on this court playing basketball, and you can, as you can see, that this can be adjusted right here on the back of it. I zoomed in for you, but they can be adjusted. And then here's the location of the full rides and stuff involved. I would say I would love to see that, find a way for the handicapped people to be able to get into this, because it has this black little thing going around it. So I would love to see something like that to be involved. But of course, they can get over if you pop a wheelie in a wheelchair and roll them over. For example, they're able to play and get on the swing just like everybody else. So I would love for them, to feel more normal and being involved in this, and then just making sure that they're around kids, that they can laugh with and have fun. And then here's a whole overview of the park. I took a whole picture because right here you see this open land, and I would love to see something handicap accessible for them to be able to do if they can't do what you seen in the last slide. And children can still come over and play with them just like they're having to come over here and play with kids like this. So I took a picture of this land because this is all open field right here. Even today, if you go to this park, this is all open field. And I feel like something could be put right here. You see the sidewalks and stuff where they can be rolled on to. But I feel like in this open grass, something can be added just for handicap accessible for them to be able to play and feel like a normal child, even though they have a disability. So this is my project conclusion. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you.